Savitri. Book 10. The Book of the Double Twilight. Canto 3. The Debate of Love and Death. A secret air of pure felicity, deep like a sapphire heaven, our spirits breathe. Our hearts and bodies feel its obscure call. Our senses grope for it, and touch, and lose. If this withdrew, the world would sink in the void. If this were not, nothing could move or live.
A hidden bliss is at the root of things. A mute delight regards time's countless works. To house God's joy in things, space gave wide room. To house God's joy in self, our souls were born. This universe an old enchantment guards. Its objects are carved cups of world delight, whose charmed wine is some deep soul's rapture drink. The All-Wonderful has packed heaven with his dreams. He has made blank ancient space his marvel house. He spilled his spirit into matter signs. His fires of grandeur burn in the great sun. He glides through heaven, shimmering in the moon. He is beauty, caroling in the fields of sound. He chants the stanzas of the odes of wind. He is silence, watching in the stars at night. He wakes at dawn and calls from every bough, lies stunned in the stone, and dreams in flower and tree. Even in this labor and dolor of ignorance, on the hard, perilous ground of difficult earth, in spite of death and evil circumstance, a will to live persists, a joy to be. There is a joy in all that meets the sense, a joy in all experience of the soul, a joy in evil and a joy in good, a joy in virtue and a joy in sin. Indifferent to the threat of karmic law, joy dares to grow upon forbidden soil. Its sap runs through the plant and flowers of pain. It thrills with the drama of fate and tragic doom. It tears its food from sorrow and ecstasy. On danger and difficulty whets its strength. It wallows with the reptile and the worm, and lifts its head an equal of the stars. It shares the fairies' dance, dines with the gnome. It basks in the light and heat of many suns, the sun of beauty and the sun of power. Flatter and foster it with golden beams. It grows towards the Titan and the God. On earth it lingers, drinking its deep fill, through the symbol of her pleasure and her pain. Of the grapes of heaven and the flowers of the abyss, of the flame stabs and torment craft of hell, and dim fragments of the glory of paradise. In the small, paltry pleasures of man's life, in his petty passions and joys, it finds a taste in tears and torture of broken hearts, in the crown of gold and in the crown of thorns, in life's nectar of sweetness and its bitter wine. All being it explores for unknown bliss, sounds all experience for things new and strange. Life brings into the earthly creature's days a tongue of glory from a brighter sphere. It deepens in his musings and his art. It leaps at the splendor of some perfect word. It exults in his high resolves and noble deeds, wanders in his errors, dares the abyss's brink. It climbs in his climbings, wallows in his fall. Angel and demon brides his chamber share. Possessors or competitors for life's heart. To the enjoyer of the cosmic scene, his greatness and his littleness equal are. His magnanimity and meanness hues cast on some neutral background of the gods. The artist's skill he admires, who planned it all. But not forever endures this danger game. Beyond the earth, but meant for delivered earth, wisdom and joy prepare their perfect crown. Truth superhuman calls to thinking man. At last the soul turns to eternal things. In every shrine it cries for the clasp of God. Then is there played the crowning mystery. Then is achieved the longed-for miracle. Immortal bliss, her wide celestial eyes, opens on the stars. She stirs her mighty limbs. Time thrills to the sapphics of her amour song, and space fills with a white beatitude. Then, leaving to its grief the human heart, abandoning speech and the name-determined realms, through a gleaming, far-seen sky of wordless thought, through naked, thought-free heavens of absolute sight, she climbs to the summits where the unborn idea, remembering the future that must be, looks down upon the works of laboring force, immutable above the world it made. In the vast golden laughter of truth's sun, like a great heaven bird on a motionless sea, is poised her winged ardor of creative joy on the still deep of the eternal's peace. This was the aim, this the supernal law. Nature's allotted task, when beauty drenched, in dim mist waters of inconscient sleep, out of the void this grand creation rose. For this the Spirit came into the abyss, and charged with its power matter's unknowing force. In night's bare session to cathedral light, in death's realm repatriate immortality. A mystic, slow transfiguration works. All our earth starts from mud and ends in sky. And love, that was once an animal's desire, then a sweet madness in the rapturous heart, an ardent comradeship in the happy mind, becomes a wide spiritual yearning's space. A lonely soul passions for the alone. The heart that loved man thrills to the love of God. A body is his chamber and his shrine. Then is our being rescued from separateness. All is itself. All is new felt in God. A lover, leaning from his cloister's door, gathers the whole world into his single breast. Then shall the business fail of night and death, when unity is won, when strife is lost, and all is known, and all is clasped by love. Who would turn back to ignorance and pain?